Hey folks, Nick here from Another BookTube channel. Today continuing the Swamp Thing read-along, the Swamp Thing number 57, or I guess I should say Swamp Thing number 57. I have seen this cover. I've looked at this cover I don't even know how many times in my life, and it wasn't until I sat down to read it for this video that for the first time I noticed the question mark on the cover. I don't know how it got by me previously. I think it's that situation where like you see something so many times, like your brain fills in the information, like you don't even really look at it. So I just like I saw this font, this lettering, I was like, oh, Swamp Thing. But really looking at it, I was like, oh, there's a question mark there. How funny. Um, Swamp Thing 57. We saw a previous issue was My Blue Heaven. If you're not caught up, go back and watch that episode. Go back and watch the past few episodes in this series so that you're completely caught up. Swamp Thing is on another planet. He was on a blue planet. He made a jump to go somewhere else, try to find his way home. This is Stephen Bissett's cover here of a red Swamp Thing breaking out of, I guess, a snowy landscape. I've shown off on another video some artwork I bought at a Comic-Con. It's a Stephen Bissett cover prototype. I'll put it up here again. And the seller didn't have information on which specific cover it was supposed to be for. I am 99% sure it's for this one, because this is one of the only issues where Swamp Thing is red. And as you'll see when we go through it, Swamp Thing does take a laser beam to the head. Spoiler alert. So it's nice for me to kind of finally solve that mystery. We open in the desert, and we're on Earth here. This guy rolls up to a kind of what appears to be a desolate, desert, only to find that there is now a mall that is in the middle of this land. He's in Australia. It's the Outback Mall, and this is the 80s. This is when shopping malls were becoming a big thing. So they developed this mall on this land, and he kind of even says that this guy's very urgently running through here. He's looking for something. He has to get to a specific spot, and he runs up to a security guard and is like, "What is this place? This wasn't here 3 years ago." And the guard is just like, "Well, yeah, lots of things weren't in the same place 3 years ago. Like, this went up. That's just what it is. Stop running in the hallway. Stop running in the mall." And we're getting some clues sprinkled out on the signs in the background about where this issue is headed. As our guy knocks through these people, we have a little kid with a Darth Vader mask. This guy has bought a toy ray gun. And what is that? Space Invaders, the video game. On this panel, we have a travel billboard that says "Get away from it all. Bathe beneath a foreign sun." And that's all really gonna make sense in a couple pages. But this guy, he's found his way to a men's bathroom. He's really trying to find whatever he's got to find, and the exact spot is in this bathroom stall that is occupied. This guy is just trying to enjoy some quiet time on the toilet, reading about Ronald Reagan, even though he's in Australia, and the headline is "Star Wars Not Negotiable." So another reference to stars or space, and we're also talking about a foreign sun. Where is this headed? Our guy's pounded on the bathroom stall, eventually breaks it down. This is just everyone's nightmare, isn't it? When you're using a public bathroom, that someone just breaks in and yanks you off the toilet. What a absolute horror for this guy who's got his butt out. But our frantic guy jumps into the stall, and nearly simultaneously, a huge ray of light. We got circles to kind of denote that it's like cosmic in some way, going back to that old Jack Kirby language in the Fantastic Four. And he's gone. He is no longer in the stall. And this guy's confused as heck. So where'd he go? Where'd he go? So we travel through space and time? Not time, just space. But he's been picked up by this beam, and we get a glimpse of where he's headed. It's this planet that's got red vegetation. It's got two suns, and on his way there, I guess his particles are breaking down. He's like, going up this this beam. He gets a sense of Swamp Thing. He can feel, the tendrils squirming in crumbling brown planet flesh. He gets the sense of, like, in the laboratory, a bomb. He burned. The white-haired woman gone. The blue world. He jumped. So where are all these thoughts coming from? And so we see this guy in Swamp Thing. We know that Swamp Thing made a jump too in the previous issue, so they're getting their wires crossed a little bit. And then this guy finally reaches his final destination in a big starburst. Name of the issue: Mysteries in Space, written by Alan Moore, art by Rick Veitch and Alfredo Alcala. And it's Adam Strange. This is Alana that's running up to him. He has teleported to the planet of Ran, or Ron, where he... I don't know. Should I tell you the history of Adam Strange? Adam Strange is just like this explorer guy, I believe, who was in the right place at the right time, and the Zeta beam, I don't even know what it is, from this planet Ran, picked him up randomly, teleported him to the planet, and he's an Earthman, but he becomes like this hero for the planet Ran, fighting against other alien threats. And then the effects of the Zeta beam wear off, and it puts him back on Earth. And the way he gets back to Ran is the Zeta beam shows up randomly on random spots of the planet of Earth, and he knows where they're going to be and when. So he just has to get there, and he has to be there when the Zeta beam hits, and that's how he gets back to the planet. So that's what he was looking for in the bathroom. He's back there now. And I love the logo, the font treatment. This is because Adam Strange's title in the 50s and 60s was Mystery in Space. That's where he kind of originated. Did it become Strange Adventures, or I think they just reprinted him in Strange Adventures? I forget that. But he was both Mystery in Space and Strange Adventures. And all of this text here, we can't read it. It's all in the local Ran language. But we know that he gets picked up. They check his brain for something. We see a picture of his brain there. They load him up onto their little sled here and drive off. But he's not the only one there, because now we've got a sound effect of this plant growing, and we know what that means. That's our guy, a Swamp Thing. He's back. He picks up the backpack that Adam Strange dropped and sees that it is from Earth. It's from Seattle. He's from Seattle, Washington. Finds a jetpack, and Swamp Thing's like, Seattle? Oh, he's got it. He's on the trail. He's on the hunt. He knows he might have answers on how to get back home. So he straps on the backpack, or carries it, follows the footprints, to just go after them. I like that he's got two shadows here, because we saw the two suns earlier. So there would be two light, it's two light sources, so there would be two shadows, even though it's not really like consistent there. Whatever. It's neat. All right, Adam is convalescing now. The trip took a lot out of him. Again, can't read any of this. This is all alien language. But just context clues, and from looking at the pictures, you could tell, like, this guy's kind of a doctor. Alana's worried about him. She gets good news, presumably that he's fine, and so she goes running to go check on him. I want to bring your attention to these doors. These are the worst designed doors ever. The worst way you could possibly ever design a door. Because I imagine there's this. They slide open that way, but it leaves this like V shape. And now I don't know if the V also opens itself to create like a complete opening for the door. But even the fact that you leave this much here, I'm going to be tripping on that every single time I go through this door, because I'm impatient. I'm going to hit the button to open the door, and I'm going to start walking as soon as I can see empty space. I'm tripping on this. Like, you're forcing yourself to walk through that tiny little V. This is a horrible door design. What a stupid planet. They chit-chat a little bit, and we can't tell what they're talking about, but we do catch the word Thanagar. Thanagar is the home planet of the Hawk people. Hawkman and Hawk Girl are DC heroes, but they're on Earth. So the Hawk people that are here are new people. They're they're not someone that Adam Strange knows, and he's wary of them because the Hawk people are very belligerent and kind of sinister, untrustworthy. Um, and Adam is filled in by the local scientists that there is widespread famine across Ran right now. Like they're running out of resources, and Thanagar can help them. Thanagar can give them the answer to solve this famine, and in exchange, they just want information. And Adam is a little, hesitant. Like, what do you need like this information for? Again, he doesn't trust them. They're a little bit sinister. Also, incredible costume for this Hawk Girl. I mean, it's a really bold look. I mean, just like the straps, just like only over the nips, and then nothing else. I mean, that's a statement. That is a statement costume. I'm personally a big fan. While they're talking, though, this other guy comes in, mentions that there is some kind of cactus demon terrorizing the local district. And Adam says, all right, it's a dirty job. Someone's got to do it. Let me suit up. And so we cut. And of course, it's Swamp Thing, who's just trying to speak to people. Like, they just appear human to him. So he's asking, like, you guys are, stop screaming. You're humans, right? You come from Earth. Like, don't run. Does anybody know Seattle? Has anybody heard of Seattle? And I love that he's got like the bag in his hand and he's got his arms out like, come on, Seattle. He's just asking for directions. But it's also intercut with Adam getting himself nice and cleaned up, do a quick shave with this laser thing. Swamp Thing takes care of the people who are shooting at him with guns. He says, how far must I travel to escape guns? But he knocks them out. He just wants answers. Adam suits up. We got the gratuitous ab shot, too many muscles, like kind of weird. Alana's giving him a smirk, like she's gonna get that later. But they kiss, and he heads off. He's got his classic outfit. I love the Adam Strange outfit. I'm a fan of Adam Strange. I like him a lot. There was a great miniseries by Tom King recently that was spectacular that I highly recommend. And Adam Strange just sees Swamp Thing and assumes, hey, that's a bad guy. I'm going to go shoot him. So he shoots him a bunch. And this angers Swamp Thing, of course. He doesn't... Everyone's just going after him. And he just wants directions. So he's going to fight back. So he shoots like not pine needles, but cactus needles at Adam, which angers him, frustrates him. And while Adam is attacking him, all these blue narrations is just he's thinking about Alana, and specifically he's thinking about Alana's body. Like it's not subtle here, but he's super horny. Like they've been apart for months, and all he could think about is he wants to be in bed with her. And so he's just like listing his favorite parts of her body, and he's like, all right, let's wrap this up. And so he just shoots Swamp Thing directly in the head and explodes him. This is why I think that cover that I have was for this issue. So yeah, Swamp Thing has no head, but he's still upright. He's still fighting back. He takes the jetpack away from Adam Strange. Adam manages to strap the jetpack to him, turn it on, launch him into space or into the sky, and just shoot him into smithereens. He gets a nice hero shot, walks off into the sunset. However, the Ran citizens, blow raspberries. He is a hero, but because he's from Earth, they don't really take him seriously. Like a lot of them, just don't accept him, and they make fun of him, and he knows it, but he still does what he has to do, because he loves Alana, and he rewards himself with exactly what he wanted. Him and his girl, but he can't sleep. Goes for a little walk through the palace. And he finds this doctor scientist man talking to the Hawk people, and he overhears them talking about the Zeta beam. So he's concerned now that this guy, who's obviously already kind of remorseful about the information he gave away, maybe knows he did something wrong. Adam is preparing, like, what's going to come next. Thanagar's planning something. that the Zeta Beam information, what can they possibly do with it? It's concerning. Panels like this, I mean, very much remind me of the original like sci-fi comics. Like this feels like a Wally Wood panel to me. I think this issue does a pretty good job of capturing that sense, like that sense of adventure, that space adventure from those old comics, which is fun. And of course, we end with Swamp Thing just regrowing because we know he's not dead. But he picks up again. He still has that backpack, and he finds a statue to Adam Strange in, I guess, the town square, and he, confirms that he is Earthman Adam Strange. The last word of the issue is Seattle. Next up, Exiles. So there we go. Swamp Thing's on Ran. How is this going to play out? How will he inevitably become allies with Adam Strange? What will the Hawk people of Thanagar do? We'll find out next week in Swamp Thing number 58. Let me know your thoughts about this issue. Let me know if there's anything that I missed that's worth pointing out. Thank you very much for spending some time with me today, but now it's time to get back to reading.